Welcome back, everyone. I'm the Depressed Eeyore, and this is Kingdom Death Monster. It's time to suffer. All right. So first things first, we need to do a settlement event. So 4D16, I believe it is, or not 4D16. Sorry, thinking innovations. 1D21, 21 again. So we got Gorm Climate. All right, great. We got Gorm Climate again. It's amazing how many times I get the same number. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and just roll the 1d10 then, and get that out of the way. 7. Okay, so what this will do is, for one thing, we get to add Gorm Climate to the next year, which is all the way over here. We also don't have to worry about the Gorm Climate on the timeline. What we do need to worry about is, of course, the Bone Witch, which is partially why I'm doing this video, even though I was planning on only doing 2 years today. I really want to see how this plays out. Okay, so, and just to show what happened on the settlement event, we rolled a 7, and we have Hovel, so all that's going to happen is we get +2 Endeavor results on home innovations, which right now we have none. But we can do some stuff with this, so that's fine. Anyway, so next thing we need to do is timeline. It's going to be year 8. Right there. And yeah, we're going to have some fun with this. So, story events. The Bone Witch. This is our first time dealing with the Bone Witch. A pleasant person. Now this is the person you decided to keep in your settlement if you choose Embrace the Darkness. Anyway, one day the exile emerged from the darkness, the settlement worried at the sound of her wailing chants. Everyone feared what mystery kept her alive in the darkness all these years. Some could not resist asking. All non-death returning survivors gain 3 insanity. So that's everyone but Kangara. Okay. Insane returning survivors are drawn to the Bone Witch and must endeavor at the witch camp. Otherwise, during the settlement phase, any survivor may endeavor at the witch camp if they choose. Okay, so Kangara is sane, so she doesn't have to go. So that means we don't have to worry about this. So this is what makes it nasty. It does a few things. One is it wastes endeavors. So we have to spend 3 of our 4 endeavors dealing with this junk. Alright, now we got to decide this in order. So Yorihime first. Rolling 1d10. Alright. The secrets of the dark should not be seen. The last thing you see are the witch's outreached claws reaching for your eyes. Your eyes are scarred, suffering -4 permanent accuracy and +4 permanent strength. If for some reason you gain this result twice, you die. Add Bone Witch to the timeline 3 years from the current Lantern year. So we get the Bone Witch 3 years from now. So this is what makes it nasty, is you can't get rid of the Bone Witch. So yeah, 3 years, that's going to be during the Regal Visit. So as long as you have people showing up to this thing, there's a 40% chance that she's going to come back for each person that rolls on this. So the chances of you like actually getting rid of the Bone Witch is pretty rare. Anyway, Mira next. 5. The Bone Witch mutters of the alluring embrace of the awaiting darkness. Her stories stir strange yearnings in your bones. For being a patient listener, she offers to teach you something for the cost of 1d5 bone resources. So I'll roll 1d5. It's 5. I'm not spending 5 bones, but if I had, she would teach her Extra Sense, the fighting art that lets you dodge twice, and you gain +3 in survival. I'm not gonna pay the cost. Also, let's go ahead and update Yorihime. She gets +4 strength, -4 accuracy. So what this does is I now hit on 8s with a scrap sword. If it's in the blind spot, I hit on 7s. But I do get 4 strength. So if you want to, you can do something like, equip someone with the Aya set and then get them in the blind spot and then roll 5 attacks and hope you get some 9s and 10s. It is what it is. Anyway, that's all been taken care of. Next is Momiji. I'll roll 1d10 for her. 8. The Bone Witch spins whispers, the Bone Witch spins whispers of the horrors and wonders she has seen, arming you with valuable wisdom. Gain +2 insanity, +1 understanding, and the following ability, Homing Instinct. Gain +5 to your rolls on the Runaway Story event. Alright, so for Yorihime, I'm going to go ahead and list her as Bone Witch Scar. Mira doesn't have anything. Momiji, you get, what's it called? Homing Instinct. And what else did you, that gives +5 to Runaway. Which is actually really useful, because Runaway is hard to do. +2 Insanity, +1 Understanding. So, +2 Insanity, bringing her to 16, and +1 Understanding. Our swords people are not very smart, but they are definitely brave. So that is that. We can now go ahead and do our usual stuff. We'll go ahead and spend our 1 endeavor to go ahead and do an innovation, because I already have that set to aside. So get that taken care of. 4d16. 6, 8, 13, 14. 6 is Nightmare Training. We don't really need it. 8 is Partnership, which we definitely don't need. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 is Cooking. 14 is Sculpture. We are going for Sculpture. Sculpture will get us... it does a few things. For one, we get more departing survival when we deal with Nemesis encounters. It also gives us more survival limit, which is always good. So now we have 8 survival as our limit, which is always... we're definitely going to need it. It does add Sculpture consequences, so let's go ahead and add those. That's the other reason why I want to go for it, is it actually has some good consequences. So Innovation, Sculpture consequences. It has Pottery. Pottery gets you access to the Barber Surgeon, which gets you some really nice support items. So now, granted, Pottery is the thing that the Kingsman will break if you let him, but if I can get it and then just build the Barber Surgeon, I am completely A-okay with that. So Pottery, I don't think we'll get it anytime soon. We have to get a 16 out of 4 dice, essentially, or 4 card draws. But if we get it, I will happily try out the Barber Surgeon, because I've never tried it out before. It has some good things. It has like first aid kits and things like that. We can't build any shields right now because we don't have any endeavors to turn anything into leather. What we can do, and it's a long shot, we can spend 2 organs, and we can attempt to do a transmute. And there's no limit of how many times we do this, so that is a good thing too. So what should we go? We do have 2 organs that we can mess around with. We can get rid of these 2. And go ahead and roll. It's 1d10, then plus 1d10 for every Gorm Kimmy innovation we have. We have 4 Gorm Kimmy innovations, so we get to roll 5d10 and add them together. 5d10. 30. This is going to get us a power potion. Once per showdown, gain +1 strength token for each green affinity you have. So yeah, we get a power potion out of that. Now the question is, do I want to go for another one? I kind of want to, because I really want that. I really want that stuff. So power potion. There it is. Unfortunately, we don't really have any green. Well, we do have a green connection for it. Is it fragile? It's item consumable, so that's fine. If we want to, we can sacrifice this to get what do you call it? You can use it. We can sacrifice it to re-roll a die result. Let's go ahead and use the Jiggling Lards, and we're going to go ahead and try another Gorm Kimmy and see if we can. We're trying to get 37, which is going to be hard to get with 5 dice. So 5d10, let's do it. 33. If I sacrifice that and roll essentially a 5 or higher, I could get something better. Or I can take the Life Elixir. The Life Elixir, what it does is each showdown, the first time you would die from a severe injury, ignore that injury, which is pretty good. It lets you tank a hit. But only if it's from a severe injury, not from bleed out. I'm actually going to go ahead and re-roll the 1 with the Power Potion. So I can sacrifice a Gorm Kimmis Potion to re-roll 1 die result. I'll go ahead and do it and risk it. 7. Alright, so that's 13, 19, 39. We got a Gormite. So we lost our Power Potion. We also used up about 4 resources for this to get a Gormite. So what's a Gormite? It's important. So let's go to resources, strange resources. Gormite. It's a scrap. It's classified as iron, the toughest stuff known to man. Now, what you can do with Gormite is if you have a handed skull and a Gormite, you can make the Black Sword. And that was my goal as far as I'm concerned. So I'm going to use the Gormite and the handed skull that we got and make a Black Sword. So we now have the best, pretty much the best sword we can possibly get. Bad part is it's heavy, so I have to be very, very careful about potentially losing it. But I did show this off before, but I'll show it off again because it's amazing. Because it's the ultimate weapon. And what we'll probably be using to fight the freaking Kingsman of all things. Anyway, where is it? Gear. Gormary. Black Sword. 3 speed, 5 accuracy, 10 strength. Perfect hits give +1 survival, and if you're a sword master, you get an additional +20 strength. So it's a 31 strength weapon in the hands of a sword master. It's an awesome sword, and it's amazing. You can't go wrong with this thing. So with this, we can definitely, hopefully, fight the Kingsman without having to worry about blind spots or anything like that. All right, so cool. We got that going for us. And yeah, that's pretty much it. All we can really do this round. We do have some hide and all that good stuff, but we're just gonna hold on to it for next year. And next year we're gonna have to do what we can. But for right now, I will be back in a bit. I'm actually gonna cut it off here, but when we come back, I'll be literally ready to do the fight. So, BRB. Sorry about that, everyone. I had to kind of step away from the game. I wasn't feeling well, and the rest of my week was very busy. So it's actually been quite a bit of time since when I cut off before starting this hunt. We are going to go ahead and hunt a Gorm, and we're going to take our usual A team for that. Our goal is to try to get as many resources as possible. We need to get as much as we can to make as many shields as possible to handle our the final battle. Or not the final battle, but the battle against the Kingsman that's coming up. Because that's going to be a thing. Alright, and I was just seeing if there's anything really worthwhile for Ambidextrous, because Mara does have Ambidextrous. Really, it's not something we need to take advantage of. Especially for this fight. We just don't need it. Put simply. Alright, anything else we need to worry about? No, let's go ahead and get started with this hunt. So, once again, it's a 1d7. Two. I think that's actually a new one for us. Gorm, hunt events. Head-splitting pain. An approaching flash of light causes terrible convulsions. Move the Gorm one space closer to the survivors on the hunt board. If it moves into the survivor space, they are ambushed. Otherwise, each survivor rolls on the table. Add their number of disorders to their result. Okay. So yeah, this is actually a pretty nasty one. And what's really annoying is, of course, the monster's now standing on top of the herb gathering. So we won't be able to take advantage of that. Also, we need to actually set our survival points. I apologize, I completely forgot to do that. Our survival limit is 8. I counted it just to make sure. And our departing survival for innovations is 4. So you're going to be up to 8. You're definitely going to be up to 8. Tenchi, you're up to 8. Kangara, you have enough to get up to 8. And we all of them have herbs, which would have given another +2. Tenchi, you have the leather helmet, so you do get +2 insanity. Like so. Okay. And there's a cat on my desk. Hi, Annie. Bye, Annie. Alright. Next, each survivor must roll one at a time and add the number of disorders to the result. Yeah, this is actually pretty annoying. Alright, we'll start with Tenchi, because she's up on top. Tenchi has no disorders, so more than likely she's going to get one. 6. The light's strange influence sickens your mind, gain a random disorder. Okay, so 1d46, I think it is. Yep, 1d46. 46. Alright, can we let's Sundrunk. Okay, when you have any +1 strength tokens, you cannot dash, dodge, or run away. That's actually kind of interesting. When your emotions rise, you can only think of violence. This is from the Sunstalker expansion. Alright, Sundrunk. It's not too bad, but there's always those situations where you get like a token from an event, or if we had Red Fist, that would have been an issue, because that would have pretty much disabled all of her defensive capabilities. That's okay. Alright, next would be Mara. Mara has no disorders as well, so it's just going to be a 1d10. 8. Shielding your eyes, you struggle to regain control. Reduce your insanity to 0. Okay. I'm actually okay with that. Alright, and then next is Kangara. Kangara does have 1 disorder, so it's 1d10 plus 1. 5. Gain a random disorder, so she's going to get her second disorder. 19. 19 is seizures. Lingering damage from your head injuries has caused you to experience periods of uncontrollable shaking and absence of thoughts. During the showdown, whenever you suffer damage to your head location, you are knocked down. More than likely, a head injury is any damage to her head is going to make her get knocked down anyway, so it's not the end of the world. So, seizures. She can't be shouted up, though, which is a bit annoying. And then last is Yumiko. Yumiko does have 1 disorder. And of course she gets the random brain trauma. So I get to roll 1d10 and see if she lives. She doesn't. No ifs, ands, mortal terror, no ifs, ands, or buts. The survivor is dead. So Yumiko has been removed. She's also going to have to skip the next hunt, which is a little annoying. Alright, so that's also our crit character, so much for trying to farm for crits. Also, this monster needs to be on top of that. Sorry about that. I'll go ahead and remove her. Okay, and that was the event. So yeah, it's a very nasty event, because it's completely based off of your having disorders. If you roll high enough, due to having high disorders, you can actually get your disorders removed, which is pretty interesting. But it's not a very fair event. That's okay. So 1d10. Next is 1d7. We got that event already. 7. Sportsman kill. The survivors pass a finely armored. Yeah, it's this stuff again. So we'll go ahead and roll a 1d10 and see what we get from that. 1. The event revealer starts with priority target, which is fine because it only lasts for 1 round anyway. And then it's the battle. Oh, actually, I'll go ahead and say I set up camp because I forgot to do that. I'll say I did it before the. Well, I could just do it now, I guess. So actually, I can't. I can't do that because Yumiko's not with us. So we can't use the reverberating we can't use the lantern to camp out and get some potentially free stuff. So yeah, this is not going great. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start the battle. I'll roll 2d21. Also, I didn't take the black sword with us. We don't need it, and I don't want to risk losing it for some reason. 2d21, 7 and 2. Seven is stone columns, which I don't really care much about. There you go, and there you go, stone columns. All right, the other one is acanthus plants, which we've been getting pretty lucky on getting, so we can at least farm those. And that is pretty much it. So let's go ahead and get this battle ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, that's right. And yeah, it's going to be up to Tenchi and Mara to clean things up. Neither of them have bonuses to crit, so it is what it is. Mara does go first, so she's just going to end up getting attacked no matter what. And yeah, we just go with that. Alright, that's all said and done. Let's go ahead and make ourselves a deck. Got the Gorm. Well, then I really hope we get enough bones to make a lot of... Bones and hide is what we need. That's pretty much the gist of it. 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. Yep, that's 10 cards. We're good to go on that front. And then... Gorm hit locations. Okay. Monster does go first. So let's go ahead and zoom in. And pull up what we got. Scratch. It's closest. Okay, so it's going to target Mara no matter what because of priority target. It's a move and attack. Reduce armor points at all rolled hit locations to 0, and this is done before damage. So wherever he hits, he scratches off your armor and then scratches you. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and surge with Kongara and do some searching. So 2d10. All right, that's enough to get a fresh acanthus. And then I'll have her dash. 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, good stuff here. At least we'll get plenty of acanthus to play around with. Okay. Next. It's going to... Okay, so yeah, it's going to go ahead and move and attack. So that's fine. Go ahead and roll 1d10. Hits on, I'm pretty sure, like 2s. Definitely a hit there. I'm going to go ahead and have Mara dodge it. Problem solved. Okay. Because I don't want to get wounded. I mean, it would only do 1 damage, I guess, but I'd rather not deal with that. Okay. So it is now our turn. I will go ahead and open things up with Kongara. Or not Kongara. Actually, yeah, I'll open with Kongara. Go ahead and do her gathering. 2d10. That's a 15. That is definitely another acanthus plant. Yay for sickles. This is like the first time I've ever taken advantage of having the sickle. so early. Usually I'm like, okay, well I got nothing better to do. I guess I'll make it a sickle, but I was just dumb. Alright, let's go ahead and... I guess we'll have Mara go first. Actually, Tenchi would actually be the safer one as far as trap cards are concerned, so we'll go with Tenchi first. Tenchi, you got any special abilities? You have Abyssal Status and all that nonsense. Mara, of course, has Mammoth Hunting. Okay, I will go ahead and roll 5d10. 5 attacks because of the Aya combo with Mastery. She hits on its 7 base. Tenchi does have +1 accuracy because of Sword Mastery, so it hits on 6s. So 3 hits. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Tenchi has +2 Strength and no other bonuses besides Mastery, so it is 1d10 plus 6. That is a wound. I will apply it to the tail. So that's the first wound. Tenchi does get back a survival point plus 1 insanity because of Abyssal Sadist. Okay. Next location, I will go for the Crowded Fang. So this is going to be 1d10 plus 8. That is a wound. And then I will go for the skull, which is exactly a wound, which is going to trigger some stuff, which I will deal with in a second. So, turn the Gorm to face the opposite board edge and full move forward in a straight line. Okay. So, in react to... Now, she's attacking, so I can't use her for the surge, but I can use Mara to surge right now. So, I'll go ahead and do that. Actually... I'll have Mara dash. No, actually, no, I'm fine with it. Let's go, nah, let's dash. So Mara's just gonna go... Actually, she can't keep up, can she? Nope, she won't be able to. Okay, I'm gonna have her surge. So I've already spent the point. Do this at the beginning of a reaction, so that's why I'm doing it right now. She's using a scrap sword, I believe. So yeah, she has 3 attacks. 3d10. 2 hits. 1, 2. And then it's 1d10. 3 for the sword. 2 for strength. And 1 for mastery. So it's 1d10 plus 6 as well. 1d10 plus 6. That is a wound. I will apply it to the backstrap. Okay, next I'll go for the bloated face. That is a wound to the bloated face. And that ends that. Okay, so there goes that. And next the reaction continues, so it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just to confirm that. Oops. Turn to face opposite board edge, full move in a straight line. So that's what happened. Okay. So I moved 6 spaces. Tenchi will not be able to keep up. Also, it's going to be... It was into the round a while ago, so that priority target should be gone. I will go ahead and have Mara dash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I will have her move into attack. I'll attack from behind. Oh, also she has no, that's burning ammunition. Never mind, that's something different. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do regular move and just attack from the flank. So 3d10, 2. That is 3 hits because she hits on freaking 3s from behind. So yeah. So 3 hits, 2 of them perfect. 1, 2, 3. It's right now, it's 1d10 plus 10, so I pretty much wound on anything but a 1. So 1d10 plus 10. Hey, a 1. So I'll apply the failure to the Mammoth Maw. There you go. Next, I'll go for the Goiter. That's a wound to the Goiter. And then I will go for the Mammoth Wrinkled Elbow next. That's a wound to the Wrinkled Elbow. There you go. So, 7 wounds so far. And not much else I can really do. I'll go ahead and have Tenchi dash and get in the tall grass. Actually, no, I don't need to do that. Never mind. Alright, so monster's turn. Thunderfoot. This is a mood. And it's the one where it does like knockback 5 and knockdown if you're in the area when you finish your action. And then we draw the next card, which is the Backslap. Closest threat facing in range, nothing. Closest threat in field of view, which is Tenchi. It is a new round, so I will go ahead and... It's going to be targeting Tenchi. I will go ahead and dash with Mara. Going this way. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. So Merit spent a dash. And then I'm actually going to have... I can just have Tenchi just tank it. That'll be fine. And actually, I'll put Merit there. So what's going to end up happening... Actually, here is fine. Anyway, so it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then it's going to face away from the target. Or okay, it turns away, attacks, then turns back. So yeah, going here is fine. Okay, so 1 attack, can do knockback 5. Nothing too significant. Misses Tenchi. Tenchi does have +1 evasion and has Monster Grease equipped. So hits on 4s. Alright, it is now our turn. I will go ahead and attack with Mara. So 3 attacks. This time it hits on 4s. 1 perfect hit, 2 regular hits. So probably going to hit the trap soon. Super Dense, Hindgut, and Bulging Eye. So 1d10 plus 10. That's a regular wound. I will apply it to the Bulging Eye. And what's going to end up happening here is these get reshuffled. That goes there, and this gets discarded because we just wounded him. Okay. Next, I will target the ridged spine. That's a crit to the ridged spine. It will knock him down. Okay. So he's knocked down, so I don't have to worry about this next location, which is going to be a wound. So that is a wound to the hindgut. And there are no cards left. I will go ahead and have Mara Surge. 3d10. No hits. Okay. Tenchi will move over here. Make 5 attacks. 3 hits. Surprisingly enough, no trap. Alright, so 1d10 plus 6. A regular wound, and that's just going to kill him. So, it doesn't matter what location I do, really. So, there we go. That is the end of the battle. Unfortunately, Yumiko does not get any experience. Mara does. Tenchi does. And, of course, Kangara does. Alright. Nothing too special there. We did get 2 fresh Acanthus, the herb, so at least we got something out of it. Unfortunately, we're going to be stuck with just getting 8 resources from this. So 4d21 mammoth resources. 1, 3, 15, and 6. Acid gland. 3 is a dense bone. That's good. 6 is a jiggling lard, which is a hide. That's decent. And 15 is a stout hide. So not very much in the bone department, unfortunately. So let's start with acid gland. Dense bone. Out hide. Jiggling lard. Okay, next, 4D21 for the regular resources. Reroll duplicates. Okay, so 2, 8, 13, and 14. 2 is, of course, a broken lantern, which we don't need. 8 is a monster bone, that's good. And what are the other ones? It was 13 and 14. 13 and 14 are both monster hides, surprisingly enough. That might be, we might be able to actually make some armor as well as some shields with this. Let's take a zoom out on this, move the stuff over. Okay, so we do have that mammoth hide, which can be anything. So if we count that as just a bone, we have enough to make 3 shields if we don't innovate. If we do innovate, we have enough to make 2 shields. So that'll be something I have to consider. I think 2 shields is probably more than enough. We just gotta make sure it's on someone that doesn't die. Alright, well, I'm gonna go ahead and call this a video. I am the Depressed Eeyore, and this was Kingdom Death Monster. When we come back, we will have to deal with the Kingsman. See you guys later.